Every kangaroo is kind of jacked, low-key.
That's true.
You're not always looking at it exactly face on. You might check it with like it sort of off to the side.
Yeah.
So it's nice that it's brighter off axis. There's some new apps. There's a new updated depth app. There's a tides app now. There's a water temperature sensor in the Series 10.
For some reason.
And there is a update coming that will enable sleep apnea detection once it gets FDA approval and a bunch of other regulatory bodies approve it. It will use just the gyroscope to assess if you have potential high levels of sleep apnea, in which case you can take a PDF to your doctor and go from there. So yeah,
Just a
That's Apple
gyroscope?
Watch. Just a gyroscope.
Not the
I
mic
think
or
it's the
anything?
accelerometer.
I asked that specifically, yeah.
That's interesting.
it's just the gyroscope.
Isn't the
Or accelerometer, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just the accelerometer. So
Yeah,
it's just movement.
It's because Massimo is suing them still. So
I was wondering about the microphone because like if you stop breathing during your sleep, you assume that noise would be helpful to detection, but they don't use anything from the microphone.
yeah,
I wonder if also a microphone could pick up
you
someone next to
breathing.
you, or like not
yeah.
all sleep apnea is straight snoring or like gasping. It's like can be pretty quiet,
Yeah.
not breathing.
Yeah, I mean, I used to use a sleep tracking app that you just put your phone on your bedside or on your bed, and it would use the microphones and accelerometer to determine when you're asleep and when you're awake. So the fact that the watch doesn't have to record anything is nice.
yeah. It's very interesting how deep into the medical space they're getting.
A lot of health features. That'll
Yeah.
be a theme for AirPods
For sure.
too.
I mean, if Amazon can buy one medical and make a medicine thing, I'm sure Apple will eventually do that too.
Yeah, they're always careful to say that it's not actually a medical grade device.
This year they
Later
started
they
to
do.
say
This is
that,
the most
though.
that they've got into like medical grade stuff.
And later even more so.
They're saying like video playback goes from 20 to 22 hours.
Yeah.
So that's
From
cool.
regular to pro.
from 15
Sorry.
to 16.
15. Oh yeah, 15.
Humane
Yeah, because they didn't come
AI
out.
company, big come out, big stinker. Apple's doing it right, man. They just got to keep kicking the can down the road. Never release this stuff. They'll get eventually all this AI stuff. It'll pass. We'll be over it, and then they can just quietly
back into the distance.
put it under the covers. We'll all forget about it. They raised so much capital, so much hype, and never had to hurt anybody.
You know, you say that, Ellis, but like that's a real strategy.
I mean, yeah,
Some companies use.
Yeah,
full self-driving.
that's true.
Kind of, yeah. Where
Pretty much.
even like, I'm trying to think of another good example, but like a device will launch and the one like kind of cool headline maker demo feature will be like shown at the beginning, but then it won't launch with it. And then after like a long time, it'll quietly
Deep
get added
Fusion.
back into the background.
Deep Fusion. Apple did
I'm
this with
so-
Deep
I know.
Fusion.
Fusion, because Deep Fusion is like not that cool like of a headline. Like I'm thinking of like a big tech demo thing.
Well, they tried to
Where,
make
like,
it seem cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to think of a better example, but literally something
The-
where it's like, oh, this would be really cool if it worked, and like, oh wow, this is the one that has it. Nobody else has it, so it goes on sale and people buy it, and they're like, this is so cool.
Yeah.
And even sometimes reviewers will get a beta version, so we get to like show it on camera.
Yeah.
And then it just won't ship for like
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
God, I want to go.
What's up, guys? I got a brand new video for you today, and it's pretty impressive, and I'm sure you know as well as I know presentations are one thing, but in the real world it's a lot different. So for many of you that don't know what Deep Fusion is, I'll explain it kind of simple because honestly it is pretty crazy what it's doing, but basically it's a new way of doing computational photography with the new A13 Bionic neural engine, where the camera's taking multiple shots, kind of pre-buffering in the background, and when you hit the shutter button, it compiles all those images into a 24 megapixel image, stitches them together, downscales it to 12 megapixels, and gives you kind of more detail, better color, and reduced noise. Now that sounds awesome, right? Well,
Infinite money or planting the spike anywhere on the map. Today we're going to look at 108 facts only old Valorant players remember. This is a montage of all previous videos on my channel. Hope you enjoy. By simply Phoenix ulting and then running onto site and beginning to plant right as the ult is about to run out, it would then carry forth the plant and therefore the spike back to your original position. And well, as you can see, it would cause some insane plant locations. Pair this with a Sage, and things only stacked. Things got crazier and crazier. I mean, look at this. Planting it mid-air thanks to a Sage wall. You can see the spikes, not so much on the ground. You can see a little montage of the creator showing all these insane spots, and they were wild to play again. Now, while Riot did patch this, it took them a while to patch the second glitch to do with Yoru, where Yoru could actually plant the spike while being in his ultimate. Now, I'll admit, I tried this bug. It was freaking hilarious and, of course, very, very much game-breaking, and Riot didn't take long to patch it, thankfully, but that's the thing. Yoru historically is just littered with bugs. As we carry forward, if planting the spike while being invincible wasn't enough, he could also shoot while being in his ultimate with an animation cancel, and this one went on for a while. Every time Riot patched it, someone would break it. Patched again, break again. And killing players with the Yoru ult was hilarious. Actually, the gameplay you're seeing is my own gameplay. But the thing is, killing players in unfair ways is just part of the Valorant spirit. I mean, all the way back, even in the original beta. Did you know, I think most of you know this one, but man is it nostalgic. Cyphercam could pick up guns, but not only that, he could then shoot the gun. So basically it was coded in the way that the Cyphercam was just a player model on an entity, so if you threw the gun at the camera, it would yoink it and then shoot it. You could shoot and kill people from anywhere on the map. I don't really need to say more, do I? But that's the thing, isn't it? Not everything that is game breaking was broken. A lot of things were just simply overpowered, overtuned, or left in sleeper mode for quite some time, and Jett's right click is very much one of it. Most of you should remember this, but in case you're a new player, basically if you right click with a Jett ultimate, it would refresh, leading to some of the craziest moments in the game, like this one. And don't get it twisted, these clips were not uncommon. It was powerful, it was broken, and man was it rage-inducing. Not to mention Jett's dash used to be instant, but that's for another video. But the problem is, what's not for another video is more Jett. Jett used to be broken, and we're going to be looking towards bugs again. By using a combination of your dash as well as a rope hook, you're able to super dash, or better yet, just straight up speed hack as Jett, popularized by How To Noodle. You can see by the Reyna's message, are you speed hacking? This is insane. Some of these clips are wild. Now, all the sources are down below, and in case you haven't seen this yet, I would watch the montage. It's just awe after awe after all. Next, we actually got my own footage here. This is something that I found out in Replication right before it got popular. Basically, by placing down anyone's util, you're able to then pick it back up and sell it in the shop, allowing you to get some insane economy boosts in round 1. In this case, in Replication, everyone's on pistols, but I have a light shield and stinger thanks to the fact that I threw down my Killjoy mollies, picked them up, sold them, and then, well, had a huge economic advantage. Now, the weird thing about this bug is that it was possible for quite some time. The game mode was already out for a while, and this bug was simply just a sleeper bug. People just didn't think about it. It's just not something that would happen naturally, since you usually just start with your abilities. But sure enough, it worked, and it worked actually for quite some time afterwards, but eventually Riot did knock it down. Next is a hybrid between game mechanics and something that was just kind of left untested. There was a impossible plant spot for Sage in which you couldn't defuse the spike until the wall got broken. There's actually 2 of them, and they used to exist on Icebox. As you can see, this is old Icebox, and as you can see in the first one, you can't pass through without having to break the wall, and even if you were up there, you can't actually press 4 until breaking it. And the second one is actually way crazier. Now, the interaction has since been patched, as the spike will just break the wall. When it did work, look at this. Your team would have to run around looking for the spike, and then if they finally found it, they couldn't actually get on to defuse it. They then have to get off the rope, jump back to the bottom, break the wall, and then, bro, that's just way too much coordination for Irons. Speaking of Irons, one of their favorite weapons is the Bucky, or mainly shotguns in general, and the Bucky once upon a time used to be a sniper. Not in the literal sense, but in the fact that the Bucky used to do insane amount of damage from long range. Now, this one is no doubt popularized by Shotgun Sage or Corky on YouTube, and man, oh man, some of the original clips. Now, this brings me back nostalgia. This is an insane amount of nostalgia, and people cannot sleep on this. Some people did. Some people thought the Bucky wasn't a big deal, while he continued to show off and eventually climb to Immortal using the Bucky only. Furthermore, it got so popularized that we saw it in pro play. Professional teams literally abused the shotgun. I mean, just watch Prod in his ranked game here.
I'm not running it. I think he might have TP'd up.
One enemy remaining.
He did. What is happening? Bro, how are you getting 4 with a Bucky?
But I'm feeling like a boomer, so let's modernize the video a bit. Right there, what you just saw, this Yoru, yeah, that is called the Gritty Swing by the one and only Ziptie. And it's not something I thought we would now say is impossible, but it surely is. Riot updated it so that you can't gritty swing anymore. You don't get that weird animation. The gritty swing is no more as you walk normally and no longer seem like you're floating in the air, making it way easier to track you. Probably one of the most heartbreaking things, but I suppose it kind of makes sense. Noodle back at it again. In this one, he figures out how to jump off the fracture rope as Jet and then just sort of float down out of the map and do some insane parkour. This dude goes around the entire map and it kind of just keeps getting crazier and crazier. I'm going to cut a little bit here to show you where he ends up. If you want to see the entire thing, link down below. But I mean, how do you even react if you get killed from here? How do you even process it? I mean, what the hell? All right, back on track. This next one, courtesy to Valorant bugs and glitches, Killjoy's Molly used to be able to just go straight through these double boxes on bind. No idea why, but obviously leads to one of the most broken post-plant locations. And here's the thing with Killjoy's Mollies, there was quite a few spots, including this spot on Split, in which you... Dude, how does... The way this guy finds bugs is quite unimaginable. I'm going to show you one more. He used to be able to walk through this glass like it was absolutely nothing. There's 3 bugs for you that used to be possible that are now impossible in one single shot. Or the fact you used to be able to ride Sova arrows. Now, when people think of this, they believe that I mean other people riding arrows. No, I mean Sova himself could ride his own arrows if done correctly. Just watch that back one more time. Yeah, Sova riding his own arrows. Now, people who are paying attention will probably already notice there's over 16 featured impossible things, but we're grouping some together like this Killjoy alarm bot that could go through the wall. But not everything impossible has to be something that was patched out. Some can just simply be something that was completely removed or reworked from the game. Old Yoru, specifically his footsteps that are no longer in the game. Now you have a whole clone that you throw out that when shot blinds the enemies, but previously you had to be more creative. You had to use Yoru's footsteps. Here are 2 great instances of Red outplaying the enemy using footsteps footsteps, which were only audio cues. There was nothing else. If the minute they were seen, it was obvious that it was a fake. They're way harder to use, and you had to bet on audio cues, including this guy who tried to shoot the footsteps based off of instinct and allowed him to secure the kill. Now it's your turn to secure the subscribe button. On tricks that used to be possible in Valorant that aren't anymore, from riding Viper's wall to placing the spike outside of the map to Reyna dismissing straight into someone else's character model. These are massive, game-breaking, and to be honest, a ton of fun to watch.
What the fuck?
It would literally cause you to be permanently stuck within another player's model, and basically nothing they can do. They're just trying their best to make sure not to throw the round.
This is bullshit.
Stay still, you know, they're getting a little bit of annoyed. They want to make sure to still close out the round, but they can't move. Even to the point when Sage tries to wall just to get them out of this predicament, look what happens. Boom, the wall breaks.
I'm trying to...
They are literally a solid object, and then sadly the round ends like this.
I can't see shit.
But next, this trick was only possible literally a month ago. This is fresh. You know, we're going from all the way back, all the way to the modern. I am leaving no timeline out of sight, which is, you know, using Lotus. You can, I mean, do I gotta explain anything? We're literally moving KJ's turret around. This is, you know, a comment infamously said, lore accurate turret. You know how in the cinematics it can actually run around? Well, there you go. You can actually move it around. This dude literally moved it from one site to the next. Speaking about next, keep in mind this little box here on split. Starting with this first one, Reyna could literally dismiss into it. It wasn't complicated. I mean, she literally could no clip through the C platform by just using her dismiss. That's it. That's literally where it ends. Look how it looks from first person. Boom, you clip through. It's so easy. It is one of the easiest no clip bugs Valorant has ever seen. A lot of the other ones used some nuance, but once the spike was planted, you literally couldn't do anything. That's it. GG, you win. Unless you had an enemy Reyna in order to kill someone else and then no clip through in there and then have a little bit of a gunfight down there, there's nothing you could have done. You can even get wall banged through it. I mean, what? It didn't end. It didn't end. Look, this is how it looks in game. Dude went in, dodged the Sage, and then popped out for the kill. But talking about no clipping, we got another no clip, but this one was really busted. It actually happened to me once. If you pushed against a barrier and just ran straight here on bind, this